MGAGE. Who knew that the X-Files theme song is actually like 6 minutes long? I was going to let that go, and I'm like, all right, I'm good. You guys get the point. That's a throwback. If you haven't seen the X-Files, go check it out. It's worth your time. But welcome to today's Connect and Chill space. Doing it a little differently. Normally I do like wellness and health, different topics, but aliens came up in so many different conversations we were having, and I think it's National Nerd Day or Geek Day. It's also July the 13th. So there are a lot of signs saying just do something different, do something fun. It's a summer Saturday, so I know we might not have a ton of people, but that's okay. We're going to make the most of it like we always do. I'm happy about everyone that's here, whoever listens to the recording, and of course, whoever checks in on Audacity. We appreciate you guys in the metaverse. I like to remind everyone that this space is a safe and open environment, so we are respectful of each other's thoughts and opinions. It's not just about what you're saying, but how you say it, of course. Let's all be respectful. But on that note, all of your thoughts and opinions and experiences are valuable to this conversation, especially extra points if you've had any alien experiences. I would love to hear them, so feel free to request the mic, join the discussion, share your perspectives. I've done quite a bit of research, so there's different situations we can talk about, but of course, firsthand knowledge is always more fun. If you can't request the mic, just drop a comment. I'll make sure I pay attention to those so I can read them aloud if there's anything you would like to share. And if you haven't already, like, comment, repost, invite your friends, let them know what we're doing here on this Saturday evening. Connect and Chill is all about making connections, enjoying each other's company, sharing laughter. No real pressure here. Just it's really hot today too, so please stay cool, stay hydrated. I know it's a little tough in New York, so wherever you are in the world, I hope that you're having plenty of water. So for today, there's a few topics I want to talk about. Of course, aliens and UFOs, different facts that kind of make you think, could this be real? I've put together some questions about extraterrestrial life, ET, all that good stuff. And of course, engaging stories and experiences if you guys have them. But before we get into aliens and all the history, I always like to say hello to the speakers and just check in. So Creative came up as a speaker. It's a pleasure to have you. How's your Saturday going?
Yo, my Saturday's been pretty connect and chill. Like I was walking around, doing what I do best, playing my lovely Pokemon game, just trying to get some steps in. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's hot in New York. The other day, I got in my car out here in California. It was 114. So I know New York wasn't touch like the 100's really too much. But when I was out there, I didn't really. It's kind of humid too. So, but I'm looking forward to this conversation for real. I mean, I'm glad that you're back. You know what I mean? Sad that I missed you. Glad that you're back. But yeah, let's get into it.
All right. I love that. Yes, I was talking to some of my California friends and they said it's not as humid because I guess some people have the ocean breeze and then there's the Santa Ana side, I guess with the mountains, they get a breeze too. Where here it's just like, okay, July and August in New York City is no joke. It's humid, it's hot, the air is still, but that's okay. You know, we're going to talk about some aliens no matter where you are. Savage, welcome. So nice to have you here. Thanks for joining us. You can always request the mic if there's anything you'd like to share. So aliens, right? It is not a modern idea. I know we have all these reality shows and now we can kind of talk about it more, but talking about ET and aliens visiting Earth has been happening for a very long time. Ancient civilizations like the Egyptians, the Mayans, the Sumerians, they've all left behind artifacts and writings that some believe indicate alien encounters, which is what makes it really interesting. For example, the pyramids of Egypt and the Nazca lines in Peru have both been cited as possible evidence of alien engineering. There are even ancient texts that describe beings coming from the sky. So, kind of weird. While mainstream archaeology attributes these to human ingenuity and creativity, the theories of ancient astronauts continue to spark curiosity and debate. And we have another speaker. Let's get them up here. Welcome, everyone welcome to join, request the mic. Let me get you guys up here. Obviously, we're talking about aliens and UFOs. I'm going to first hand the mic to Seth. That was kind of just a little intro. And then we'll get more into things like the Roswell incident and Project Blue Book, which you might be familiar with. So Seth, how are you? Happy Saturday.
I'm awesome. Thanks for having me. I wasn't trying to take over or anything. I just wanted to request in case I had any questions or anything. But go ahead. I'm ready to listen.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as him. I just in case if I had questions, so if you wanted to continue with your little speech.
Okay, awesome. Maybe you guys will have something to add to the conversation. Love to see it. I was going to go into different interesting points in history. Next up being the Roswell incident in 1947. That is one of the most famous UFO incidents. It happened in Roswell, New Mexico. A mysterious object crashed on a ranch, leading to widespread speculation and conspiracy theories about government cover-ups of alien life. The official explanation was that it was a weather balloon, but many believe it was an alien spacecraft. The Roswell incident has become a cultural phenomenon, inspiring countless books, movies, TV shows, and it remains a cornerstone of UFO lore. So that is where we get started here. So much has been said about the Roswell incident. I don't know if you've read any books or seen it, but do a quick Google search and look into that, because you know how the government is. Can't believe everything you read. So next, another big one is Project Blue Book from 1952. Yeah, Free, got something to add? No? Okay, no problem.
Oh, no, sorry. I was just going to, I was saying, oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, absolutely is. So Project Blue Book from 1952 to 1969, the United States Air Force conducted an official investigation into UFO sightings called Project Blue Book. They studied over 12,000 reports and concluded that most were misidentified natural phenomena, but some remained unexplained. So despite its closure, Project Blue Book played a significant role in shaping the public perception of UFOs and remains a valuable resource for researchers and enthusiasts. Basically, there was a lot of those 12,000 reports where they just couldn't figure out what really happened, and they had no explanation. So, of course, that led people to thinking, wow, maybe this is a real thing. There's still a chance, because they couldn't just completely say, no, there are no aliens. And I was wondering, have any of you heard of the Roswell incident or Project Blue Book? Are there any thoughts that you have on those events? Have they shaped your perception of aliens? I know it was quite a long time ago, but there are definitely people that are still alive who were here when that happens. Feel free to share in the comments and let me know, or if any of the speakers have an opinion, you're more than welcome to join in as well. I also think the ancient civilizations and all that alien talk is weird. Where did that come from? But we don't know either way. So next, there is also the Drake equation, which I wanted to bring up as an interesting fact in the conversation. So I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It was developed in 1961. And the Drake equation estimates the number of active, communicative, extraterrestrial civilizations in our galaxy. So it takes into account factors like the rate of star formation, the fraction of those stars with planets that could support life, and then the likelihood of life developing intelligence. So it's more of a probabilistic tool than a definite answer, but the Drake equation highlights the vast possibilities of extraterrestrial life. So I know there's a lot of big words there, but to break that down, basically think of a formula that's saying, okay, based on A, B, and C, there's this chance that there are aliens. Again, just a guess, but when you start giving formulas, it kind of adds some realism to the discussion and makes you think, wow, maybe this is true. I don't know. And then one of my favorites that is really popular, so many of you have probably heard it, is the Fermi paradox by Enrico Fermi, where he famously asked, where is everybody? So despite the high probability of extraterrestrial life, we haven't found any definitive evidence of it. So this is what he was discussing, this contradiction.
So they say.
So they say, right. That's true too. And we'll definitely get into that. What was that?
I said right.
I think we're going to have a similar idea on this one. So it's the contradiction between the high likelihood of aliens, the lack of evidence, and various solutions have been proposed, from the idea that advanced civilizations are too far away to even the possibility that they are avoiding us or have maybe already been here, but are just undetected. So that's a few other options for us to discuss as well. Do you think there have been aliens here on Earth, or just not here yet? They're watching us from another planet. Then next, we have the WOW signal. In 1977, a strong narrow band radio signal was detected by astronomer Jerry Amon while working on an SETI project. The signal, dubbed the WOW signal, lasted for 72 seconds and remains unexplained. So despite numerous attempts to locate it again, it's never been detected, and the WOW signal has been dubbed one of the best candidates for alien communication. It continues to intrigue scientists and enthusiasts alike. You see this in a lot of alien movies. I don't know if you guys have watched any, but there's always this one signal and everyone's jaw drops. And they're like, Yeah, there you go. So I don't know if you guys have heard of the Drake equation or Fermi
What's your
paradox, but they're
favorite
both
alien
interesting.
movie?
Um, what is that one with? Let me see. Just Signs. I thought that was a really good one. It's a little throwback, but what about you?
Predator.
Yeah. Why is that your favorite?
Just what we watched growing up.
That's cool. I wouldn't say it's my favorite
Yeah, I
one, but
know.
I've definitely seen it. I played the video games. Not bad. So where are we next? Okay, let's see. Next, the impact on humanity and government disclosure. So obviously there's been increased transparency from governments about UFO sightings, with official reports being released. For instance, the Pentagon's UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena. They have a task force, and they have declassified several videos and reports. Now, I don't know if you guys think this might be us getting closer to the truth about extraterrestrial life and aliens. I definitely think it's interesting when, we saw on the news a quote unquote alien that we had found. Very weird. So I was kind of interested on maybe what you guys might think these disclosures have on public perception. If you were on one side saying no aliens, are you now saying, okay, maybe this is a thing, or vice versa, of course, because it still goes either way. And then as far as the impact on humanity, that's in every alien movie. If we were to make contact with them, how would it go? Does it impact us positively, negatively? Are they necessarily trying to take over like we see all the time? Do they have to be bad? Um, we have no proof. It's just our ideas, what we read, um, you know, gives us kind of the opportunity to just be creative and let our minds run free. Like he said, Predator was his favorite. So, that's a little more aggressive. But yeah, Seth, what are your thoughts? I'd love to hear.
Nah, but yeah, a lot of the stuff you say is really interesting. Like, I watched a couple documentaries on Project Blue Book growing up, a couple, like I'd say, like 6 years ago, maybe, and I thought it was really interesting. It's kind of hazy now looking back because it was so long ago, but as I recall, doesn't it talk about how there's like different species or races of aliens that we met, or am I thinking of something else?
Yeah, I've seen that too. I'm not sure, of course, if it's true, but I have seen a documentary talking about the different species of aliens.
Yeah, like the Greys and the like. I honestly don't remember, but there's like ones that look like elves or whatever, and I don't know. I don't know if it's true, but if it is true, it's like we're in a freaking RPG game. It sounds pretty cool.
I know, yeah. The Greys, they're like
I mean, I would have sex
supposedly
with them.
skinned. Would you? Okay, so you're pro alien all the way. With the Greys though, like, have you seen the description? Are you sure that's your pick? Because maybe the Nordics might be more your type. Okay, Seth is open. Go ahead. I saw you on mic. If there's something you want to say, I don't want to cut you off.
No, I was just gonna say that. Yeah, basically, at the end of the day, ah.
All right, guys. So whenever you host a space about any sort of odd topic, in case you haven't, but you're thinking about it, just always be prepared for someone to come up and have something to say. Wear your smile, bring your positive energy, and just laugh about it. So he actually helped me though with the transition because I was going to talk about types of aliens. So thank you, Seth. It was nice having you here. He mentioned the Greys. I'll start there. The one that he said he would hook up with. The reason I question that is because the Greys are usually about 3 feet tall, allegedly, hairless, large heads, black almond-shaped eyes. Think of the like alien emoji, literally. Nostrils without a nose, slits for mouths, no ears. Maybe 3 to 4 fingers. They say some have thumbs, some don't. So the Greys have been the quote-unquote predominant extraterrestrial being of alien content since the 1960s. So again, just think these are the aliens that we know and see how we'd imagine aliens to be. If you play video games, Fortnite, that alien character, this is the guy. So the option that I mentioned, the Nordic aliens, I thought that might be a better fit for Seth. Those are what they call humanoids with the stereotypical Nordic features. So tall, blonde hair, blue eyes. And I thought that would be, better if you were trying to, maybe go on a date with an alien. Then there's also Hopkinsville goblin aliens, and these are small greenish silver humanoids. I don't know how I feel about that. There's not much proof of that one. They mention it in Eastern Europe, so I'm not sure. I don't think anyone that I know in this room is from there, but if you are and you've met Hopkinsville goblin, please feel free to tell me about that experience. And then there are some other ones, but then it just kind of gets more into the folklore and stories, right? Like cryptozoological animals, and then that even goes with like folklore, the Mothman, and all that stuff. So we won't get too much into that. I want to keep things that are at least a little bit rooted in science and research, even if we're just having fun here. And then there's the reptilian aliens. Those are tall, scaly. Obviously, when you hear reptilians, you can kind of imagine it. But apparently, there's proof of these from ancient Egypt, and they have a crocodile-headed river god Sobek that they believe is related to this alien sighting. And that conspiracy theory has been advocated for by a large group of people, surprisingly, including David Icke. But on that, we'll take a pause, and I'll hand the mic over. Creative, what are your thoughts?
So as far as aliens being real and not, I don't know. I've never really kind of dived into this stuff. I think there can be some cross mistakings between like maybe like aliens or like spiritual beings and things of that nature. So there's a lot that can get mixed up probably there that we're probably seeing or engaging with or things of that nature. The reptilian stuff though, I see a lot of that stuff like on X. I see a lot of that stuff like on Instagram sometimes. Like there was a famous video like Justin Bieber was in court and the way like his eyes blinked or something like that. I don't know if the video was edited or not, but like I said, I haven't really dived too much into it. I just see things that's passing by and stuff. So it's good to kind of hear like you kind of dive into the research and stuff, kind of talking about the Egyptians and stuff, certain unexplained because like to this day they can't explain how the pyramids was made, right? Which for me I think they're I think sometimes we always look at things in the past as being less intelligent as we are, and we don't think that it could be possible that, say, the Egyptians had a little bit more intelligence in certain areas, so they were able to engineer things in a certain way that maybe not be aliens. So sometimes I think we push to this narrative that oh, it's aliens because we can't explain certain things, but I do think like they have I used to hear stories about like this plane or this jet that the United States has that it defies like the laws of physics and stuff. Um, so it's interesting to dive into just for shits and giggles, even if you don't believe in it or you do believe in it. It's just interesting to kind of just let your mind wander and kind of go down this rabbit hole of like are there aliens out there? Are there not? Depending on your beliefs, your religious beliefs, things of that nature, you might lean more to the yes, more to the no. Um, but I'm enjoying the conversation. I had a feeling the two people was kind of getting a little weird. But hey, look, when we talk about aliens, like you said, there's going to be some tinfoil hat people that come in here, and it's going to be interesting. So let's get it.
Right, exactly. Tinfoil hat people. I love that. That was perfect. When I saw the photos too, I'm like, all right, but we're gonna do this. We came here to have a little fun. It's hot. It's the summer. It's a Saturday, so we're just doing it a little different. And I completely agree with what you're saying. I do think a lot of people are quick to say it's the aliens because they have no idea. So it's like it's the easy out. It lets you off, and you can just blame it on something outside of this world. There are also a bunch of notable UFO sightings that may or may not happen, but we'll get into that in a little bit. I shared up top a link that was shared to me by my good friend Brazzy, who is here in the listener lounge. I didn't know this, but apparently he is an alien nerd. So he shared this awesome podcast I'm going to listen to myself because I love just learning about different things, checking something out that I wouldn't normally see on TV. I'm usually into the normal documentaries, history, and all that. But it's the Y Files Operation Podcast. It's on Apple Podcasts. It's from 2024. Apparently, AJ is awesome and he has a fish, so you should all check it out. The link's up top. Again, I know some people are weird with links, so I'll just say it one more time. The Y Files, look it up on Apple. And if you do, as always, message me. My DMs are open. I'd love to have a discussion about your thoughts. But before we head into the actual UFO sightings, it's nice to see my friend T. I hope you're doing well, feeling good. Happy Saturday. I'll hand you the mic.
Yeah, I'm doing great. I mean, you all can see I sound so clear, no rugging, because I'm out of the location where I used to rock. I mean, temporarily till September, so I'm gonna be smooth, smooth, smooth because it's so cool in the new location because network is crazily fast. You know what I mean? So yeah, I came up with a vibe because I mean, last week was quite toxic aside from the fact that I was down with malaria, but there were other things that were just choking in real life that was stopping me from shining in with three. But you know what? I'm back. I'm fucking back, guys. You'll just have to watch out because I'm gonna be on fire for from starting from basically Monday, starting from the new week. So maybe tomorrow I use tomorrow to recharge. And of course, we're getting back on action, baby. So yeah, L, we missed the space last week. I mean, the connection shoe. But we're gonna be having double a space next week. I mean, when I mean double, one space, two space in one. You know what I mean? So guys, I'm so happy to. I mean, to not worry about connection issues or charging issues. Yeah, we're back. We're back. Let's fucking go, guys.
Are you kidding me? That is music to my ears. The rug doctor is not going to be rugging this week. Well, we're not doing one space. We're not doing two. We're doing spaces all week. We're going to do the Tea Tum Thursday. We're going to do Crypto Connect and Chill. That is so awesome. I'm super pumped. And you said we had till September. Whew, these people don't even know what's coming. We are going to be to the moon. No doubt about it. Because, you guys know if you're in Nigeria or you have friends from Nigeria. It's just the network does not cooperate. But T is the ton master. He has so much knowledge to give. He is just growing and growing in the X space, and he's I was gonna say my co-host, but he kind of hosts my space. We just do it together on Wednesdays at 1:05 p.m. EST, and he is a legend. We had to skip out this past week just because of life and things going on, but we're gonna come back better than ever. So T, I want your perspective. We've been talking about aliens for about 30 minutes. We had some trolls, some weirdos, but do you think aliens exist? What do people in Nigeria think about aliens?
Well, basically, some would believe it's real, and for me, I just believe it's superstition. I don't really believe in aliens, but basically, I've not done research. I ever thought it's just derived from movies and all of those kind of like comic or story, right? It could be fairy tale. So I do not believe in aliens. I just like because let's say for instance, if you're really alien, I feel like Elon Musk that has left the Earth. I'm not sure he has come across an alien outside the Earth. I mean, maybe in another planet or something like that. So I'm still looking forward to I mean, seeing them for myself before I believe. I mean, if there is, right? Maybe it could just be people just have the faith that there is an alien out there that maybe okay if they are aliens, what planet do they live on? I don't know if you all ever asked this question, but for me, nah, it's I do not believe in them. I mean, majority of Nigerians do not believe in them, but we could easily believe Christianity, right? I mean, look, as Christianity is connected with faith and the likes, but but as regarding aliens, nah, no. And if they are in existence, right? Why haven't maybe someday visited the Earth or something like that? So yeah, I see the gene tends to oppose some emotion. So his answers of this is more like gonna be a debate or something, but he's a fellow Nigerian like me. So let me hear from him if it's permitted.
Of course, let's get your opinion. What do you think? You agree with T? You have an opposing opinion? We're open to it all. Obviously, I haven't seen an alien. I'll put that out there. So I have no actual evidence of an alien sighting. What do you think, DJ and Dev?
Yo, JM. First things first, I wanted to come up to ask you now where the fuck he's been, right? I've been contacting him on WhatsApp, bro. Like we need to talk, right? And he's just there offline. So where have you been, man?
Yo, I mean, firstly, I've been on the road, and when I go to the location, I had tedious work to do. And it was crazy that I've been on the work since afternoon up until now. I'm just finishing up, so but I'm back. I'm gonna be like I have loads of messages to attend to. So yeah, I'm gonna get to the messages. So no worry.
Um, okay, cool. So about aliens, yeah. Um, I actually there's no evidence to prove that they don't exist, right? We've just not seen them. Now, the fact that we've not seen them does not actually prove they don't exist. And Fiona asked that if they're actual aliens, why haven't they been here? And it takes time to get here. The closest galaxy is to the Milky Way is light years away, right? The closest galaxy to us is light years away. And actually, if there is an alien species out there, I reckon that they will be way smarter than us, right? And looking at Earth from wherever they are,
they are still going to see Earth like it was maybe probably millions of years ago. So to them, Earth has not actually this has not actually developed. Why? Because light takes time to travel somewhere. So, for example, let me use the closest source to us. It takes about 8 minutes for the light from the sun to get to us here in Earth on Earth, right? So when you look up at the sky and you're looking at the sun, you're actually seeing the sun 8 minutes as it was 8 minutes ago. So imagine a galaxy or a planet out there that is light years away. So they're actually seeing Earth as it was in the past. They may be time travelers. We can, I mean, maybe we'll call them time travelers like that. So it's the technology to travel here, and who might say they might actually be on their way here and they've not actually gotten it. So there's no actual proof to dispute the fact that aliens does not exist. That's according to scientific research. I'm a big nerd. Probably you guys would have noticed from the way I speak already. I'm a big nerd, and that's what I have to say about aliens.
That's a great point that we didn't discuss is to that, but I definitely think that's a valuable contribution because who knows where they are in space, like T mentioned. We were talking about the Fermi paradox. That's part of what he discusses also when he says, where is everybody? Are they even in our universe? Like, is there a black hole that you need to go through? And that also affects time. So, yeah, that is great, Dgen. I appreciate your thoughts on that. And I know we have some other speakers. I'm not sure if you want to come up and talk about whether you think aliens exist or not, Grim, Halifa, Warrior, but I'm really happy to, hear what you think and get your perspective because we're all just here discussing aliens, so no pressure. Yeah, Grim, awesome. Happy Saturday, GM.
GM everyone, GML, Tiona, and everyone in the space. So, I don't really believe that they are aliens because of there's no evidence at the moment, anyway, to prove that they exist. However, there's no evidence to say that they are not actually out there. It's not something that you can completely disregard anyway. They might be, they might not be, who knows? But I don't know that I'm not really a sciencey person that keeps all these facts like the last person that spoke. But I do know I did stumble upon a talk, maybe it's just a short clip from a podcast once on YouTube when I was just doom scrolling. So the guy was like, I think he asked a scientist like, what's the possibility of life outside Earth, and he said the way he explained it was something to do with carbon being the basics of matter and life and everything on Earth. That carbon is like the basic element. So for any planet out there to have life or something like that, that it has to have carbon. And I don't know, I can't remember how it ended, but anyway, if there is anyone, like he said, maybe they are light years away or they're not even in our galaxy, because with the way that I don't know how often they launch people into space, for exploration, but they should have encountered one by now if they are nearby anyway. Or if they're already here, it either means that they were here from the beginning. Because I've seen there's a movie, I can't remember the name of the movie. That it was a very interesting take on this kind of alien stuff. Like these guys came into it before the dinosaurs. They now left. Or they came in during the dinosaurs, then left after the dinosaurs were wiped out, something like that. So there are a lot of I'm not really into this alien conspiracy. I'll probably take time to just check out some, articles and stuff like that. But yeah, that's all I know for now.
That's awesome. I appreciate you sharing. Because your guess is just as good as mine. I saw DGen Dev's hand shoot up, so I think he wants to respond. We'll give him back the mic and then shoot to our new speaker right after. So go ahead, DGen.
Yeah, 100%. He's right about the fact that carbon is like it's one of the basic blocks of life, and anywhere scientists find carbon, they tend to lean towards the fact that life might actually be present there. But let me actually put out something there. I don't sound too nerdy, but an asteroid called Bainway is in our galaxy, right? It's about 63 million kilometers away from Earth. That's about 160 times farther than the moon. And there's a space drone or whatever that's been on its way there, and it just got back. Was it last month or 2 months ago? And what the name of the drone, whatever, is called Cyrus X. It got to the asteroid, touched the surface, picked the sample, and brought it back to Earth. And they actually discovered substances like carbon, nitrogen, and all other stuff that you typically find here on Earth underwater. Right? There are certain points on Earth underwater that contain this stuff. So it's basically the equation to life found on this rock. So probably this asteroid is from one huge planet, Earth-like planet that got destroyed or whatever, or go to the end because there's a paradox that you know. Don't let me just get into the nerdy stuff. Let me allow Warrior to speak.
James,
Wow, I'm so glad that you joined in, Degen. Go ahead, Warrior.
GM, everyone. GM, this is GM Tiona. Oh, I'm seeing Idolos in this place. The is here. Greenma is here. Tiona, the only T in the Tom blockchain. All right. I'm seeing aliens. I just saw the space pop up, connect and chill. Aliens. Actually, I have that perspective that aliens still exist in this our planet presently, planet Earth. Though some of them are just in form of spirit, human form, but normally they are not normal humans, but they are aliens. I think I don't have much research on this, but it's something that I usually believe on that aliens exist even among humans on Earth right away. Thank you.
Great. Thank you for joining in. Appreciate your opinion and your time. I actually have a list of notable UFO sightings. And since we have a few here now that are from Nigeria, I'll skip to those on the list because I did find a few of those. Now, I might be saying the name wrong, but this is from 1986, Alicia UFO incident. So in 1986, the residents of Alicia, Osun State, feel free to correct me, reported seeing a strange object in the sky, and the object was described as a bright, circular light that moved erratically across the sky. Witnesses claimed it emitting a humming sound and changed colors several times before disappearing. There was no official explanation for the sighting, and it was pretty much just forgotten about. And if either of you have heard of any of the sightings that I've mentioned and want to join in, please just throw your hand up, and I'd love to hear your take on it, or if you know someone that has experienced it, even bonus points for that. So another one that's more recent and you might have heard about is the Lagos sighting from 2011. So this was in August. Several people in Lagos reported seeing a bright object hovering in the sky. And again, the object was described as a glowing disc that moved slowly, this time silently. So witnesses included local residents and workers, and they claimed that the object was visible for several minutes and then just disappeared out of the sky. So that one is a little different. You know, in some of the stories or movies, they kind of just like fly away or hover away, but these both said that the UFO just boom disappeared right out of the sky. So I hadn't heard of those before in my research. Some of the more popular ones that I've heard of and you might have heard of are the Roswell incident, which I already went over earlier. There's also the Kenneth Arnold sighting from 1947, where a private pilot, Arnold, reported seeing 9 high-speed crescent-shaped objects near Mount Rainier, Washington, and he described their motion as saucer-like, which led them to the term flying saucers. So this came out in 1947, guys. This sighting is often credited with starting the modern UFO craze. So that one is pretty interesting too. Oh, and we have aerial school UFO incident. Let's see, I was just sent one from Brazzy down in the listener section. So on September 16, 1994, so even more recently, there was a UFO sighting outside of Rua, Zimbabwe. 62 pupils at the aerial school aged between 6 and 12 said that they saw one or more silver craft descend from the sky and land on a field near their school. Some of the children claimed that one or more creatures dressed in all black then approached and telepathically communicated to them a message with an environmental theme, which frightened them and made them cry. So, according to Jerome Clark, a Fortean writer, this is the most remarkable close encounter of the third kind of the 1990s. So, some skeptics, of course, are saying it's just mass hysteria, but all the children at the school that day stated that they saw something. Several of those that did maintain that their account is true. Okay, so they're saying they're standing by what they said. I hadn't heard about that. Rua is a small agricultural center southeast of the capital, Harare. At the time of the incident, it was not a town, but only a local place name. So basically, it's just really small location. But the aerial school was an expensive private, so most of the pupils were from wealthy families. So I guess to them, that gives it a little more oomph. But that's definitely an interesting story. Thank you for sharing that one. Do you guys, of course, I'm going to ask, I mentioned this earlier, if you have any stories, any personal accounts, I'd love to hear them. Yeah, Degen, go ahead.
So personally, I've not experienced any UFO sighting, and I've definitely read a lot about them. And some aren't actually true. You can see proof of some that are actually made up, but I won't dispute the fact that people have actually seen them because it's they're open on NASA's website. Yes, if you dig enough through NASA's website, you actually find them saying that they have actually found unidentified flying objects, and they probably have one that they are playing around with currently. So NASA puts their information out there publicly. It's just that people don't really go through it. People don't really have the time to read through NASA's information, and I think they do that on purpose. They put out so much information that it's hard for you to actually get into the nitty-gritty, the most important part, right? So I won't really dispute the fact that people might have seen unidentified flying objects, but I mean, it can be a whole lot of things. It can be a bird in the distance, can be a jet or something like that. But the fact that NASA has it somewhere on their website that they have actual proof of an iPhone and its flying object, it actually gives it actually proves it a little bit that yes, these people might have been visiting. And the fact that scientists believe that if there are aliens out there and they are somehow able to get to Earth, that means that they are way advanced in technology more than us. And if they are way advanced, if they are that advanced, what gives you the assurance that you can spot one or you can distinguish an alien from an actual human being if they are actually here? You get the point. So it's a whole lot of stuff that it takes a lot of time when you start digging into it. You might just get into the rabbit hole. Like now, me currently, I'm a nerd. I've said it a couple of times. I read a lot of this stuff, and I've read a lot of it today as we speak. I learned about Benry today, so there's no evidence to actually say they don't exist. But if they do exist and they're able to get here on Earth, you probably won't be able to tell. That's the main point.
Ooh, yeah, that brings up a totally different part of it. So maybe they're here, right? And we just don't know. We can't tell because they have the technology to just hide among us. I like that. A little creepy, but I like the creepy theories. It makes it a little more fun. What do you think, Grim?
Does have a lot of good points, and because if they have sophisticated technology, and it means that they are already here, and they've been hiding since. And the another question you now ask is, what's stopping them from what taking over? Because if they have the resources to do so, why have they not done so, or have they already done so and we are not aware that they've done so? And considering that a whole part of this world is not yet explored, especially the oceans, there are parts of the oceans that they're still discovering new species and all that. Are they already hiding there? Who knows? That's all the stuff. And it's most of these UFOs, nobody really knows if what they saw was real. Some of this stuff could be they could actually be flying machines by people made man-made stuff that moving around during that time, probably secret stuff. Who knows? We don't know what's really happening. There's a whole lot of talk about from the movies. You see all this stuff where they carry out secret research and blah 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 blah. If it happens in the movie, there's a possibility that it could happen in real life. Who knows? I don't really know. So I've not really seen any aliens, which makes sense because I'm always inside. so so yeah, that's that's what I know.
Yeah, you make another good point there. I most of my friends are on the computer in spaces all day in Web3 watching charts. So I don't know if I'm asking the right group of people about aliens because you guys probably aren't outside enough touching grass to see the alien sighting. Good point, Grim. But go ahead, Dev.
So actually, let me put it this way. I can legit show you creatures that are living underwater. That on first sight you actually believe they are aliens. Trust me. I have tons of them that I can show to you that you on first sight you look at them you think they are something out of this world, right? So and the point about if aliens are already here, what is stopping them from taking over? And the fact is that we might actually be advanced enough to stop one alien or a couple of hundreds. You get my point. So if there are hundreds, if there are like maybe 200, 300 aliens here on Earth, first things first, who gives us the assurance that they are of the same species, that they are from the same planet or whatever? And two, we might actually be advanced enough to stop a couple hundreds of them. You get my point. So what if they are just waiting for the whole armada to get here? You get my point. It's all I can tell you that there are a lot of things that scientists have done that you won't believe if I told you. They are, at least recently, they've transplanted a pig's liver successfully into an human being, right? The thought of Neuralink from Elon Musk, just the thought of it and what it can make you do is it's mental because the first human they tested on said it feels like he's cheating at life. Like whenever he's playing mobile games or anything, he just thinks and it happens, right? Like it feels like he's already cheating at life. He even mentioned it up to the point that it's like the chip knows what it's about to think of before he even does it. To show you the level of incorporation between the Neuralink and his brain, right? So the moment his brain starts, immediately his brain starts to do something, the Neuralink picks it up and does it for him. You get my point. So there are a lot of things, flexible screens, displays that are soft as bread and stuff like that. There are a lot of things that scientists have done. It's just that because I have other people like me that have read about this that you guys don't know about. You get my point. So for them taking over, we probably have technology to stop for a couple of maybe they're waiting for an armada. You get the point. So just do more research. That's what I'm going to say.
Right. DYOR, do your research. Always the theme. And before you mentioned NASA, that's something that caught my eye, of course, because they have been at the forefront of the search for aliens and all of that for a long time. They haven't confirmed or denied it, right? And they've been trying to find microbial life within our solar system. And this has been going on for a long time, not just recently. I know we're seeing it on the news more often, but like the Mars rovers and all that good stuff. The point is to see, hey, are there aliens on other planets? I definitely don't think we're getting the full story, but that's just my skepticism. But like you said, when you like do a deep dive and start doing research, it's really fun, really interesting. That's why I shared for those of you who just joined in a podcast that one of my friends who are alien nerds just shared with me, and I'm going to be checking that out. If any of you also check it out, let me know. I'd love to discuss because it's new to me as well. And I also mentioned this earlier, NASA and SETI. There's this like whole department, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, which listens for signals from advanced civilizations. They also research technosignatures, which are indicators of technology, like radio signals or industrial pollutants. And I think that, that makes you think, wait, if so much money and time is going towards this, why? NASA has also made numerous public statements about the search for life. And of course, they emphasize the need for scientific evidence. In 2015, NASA said that they are closer than ever to finding life beyond Earth, particularly with the discovery of water on Mars. So that's pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys have followed NASA at all or their methods, but I think it's really cool. I think exploring space is really awesome and exciting, though once again, I don't know how much of the information we're getting. Some of the other sightings, I know I spoke about a few in Nigeria. I spoke about a couple here. The Chicago O'Hare sighting, if you guys haven't heard about that in 2006, is really interesting. United Airlines employees and pilots reported seeing a metallic saucer-shaped craft hovering over gate C-17 at Chicago O'Hare, and the object reportedly shot straight up into the sky, leaving a hole in the clouds. So the FAA said that it was just the weather, but all of the witnesses still to this day insist it was a solid object and it's not just random people, right? Pilots and all of that. I thought that one was one of the more credible ones that were kind of interesting. But again, I know like Deb said earlier, you never know. It's hard to just go by something in the sky because light can definitely play tricks on our eyes and you never really know. That doesn't kind of sway me to one side or the other 100%. There are just so many sightings. You have to think about it. Earlier in the space, for those of you that are just joining, we had who I thought were going to be some of like the alien chasers, right, with the tinfoil hats and the machines. I once did a similar space about 8 months ago, and I don't know, it must have just been a perfect time slot because I had all of the alien chasers in the space. I was hoping to get some of them here today, but they must be out kind of busy, or maybe they're up all night chasing, so they have to sleep during the day. I'm not sure. But they were telling me about all this technology that I needed to buy in order to hear the aliens and find them and spot them, and different radio I could add to my Jeep that would help like intercept the alien signal. So, there are people that are serious about this. I mean, I'm not on that level. I'm intrigued, but I'm not out chasing the aliens. Like you guys said, if we're going to see them, we're going to see them, or maybe they're just here hiding amongst us. I'm not really sure or convinced. But that's most of what I had. Right, we talked about the scientific theories, we spoke about the folklore, the sightings. If there's anything else that either of the speakers want to add, I'd love to hear your opinions. Anything that you've researched or a documentary you've watched, feel free to share that as well. What do you guys think? Anything we missed?
Yeah, about NASA not sharing the full story. Obviously, I don't think they can, due to security reasons and all that. So they probably won't. But I think they are forced to share a major part of the story, and they do share it. It's just that you won't know where to look, right? And whenever a lawsuit comes up, it's always there. They'll just say, "Yeah, yo, check our website. This. It's there. We told you guys." You get the point. So they do share it, but they kind of hide it. You just have to know where to look, right? And personally, I believe if aliens were to come here in a spaceship, it probably won't look like a saucer. It probably won't look like a disc-shaped object flying up in the sky. That's why I don't believe most of these sightings, right? I don't believe a UFO that's bringing an alien, maybe one or two, three, or maybe a family of five, would look like a saucer. But what we don't have NASA, the only UFO NASA said they have their hands on, they didn't actually publish a picture of it, so I can't really say how a UFO is going to look. If one, but I'm quite intrigued. I just want NASA to publish just one image of whatever they found, and just feel or see what it looks like to actually know what you to actually know what a UFO looks like, if you get me.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I mean, that makes me think of Area 51. It was established, at least to our knowledge, in 1955, but, the US government didn't say it existed until 2013. And there's just so much around Area 51 that doesn't add up. This highly secretive base where we're testing and training in the Nevada desert here in the US. That has been a huge part of all the mystery and conspiracy discussing UFOs. So I agree with you. Even if they have the knowledge, right? They're not just about to let us know everything that's happening. And then, of course, with the media and their representation of Area 51, it's only made it more interesting. Like movies like Independence Day and the X Files show, which I started off with that theme song. They all kind of reinforce it and give it that symbol of like government secrecy and alien lore. So, like I said, the government created it in 1955, but did not acknowledge it until 2013. The airspace above it is heavily restricted, and all of the operations and research there are classified. So that could definitely be a big part of it, DGen. I think NASA is telling us the data that they got maybe 10 years ago, right? They're just like slowly giving us information, but we're not getting the information real time. And I don't know if you guys have heard of Area 51. I imagine you have, DGen. Do you think that it's real? Do you think it's just research? Like, what are your thoughts?
I definitely believe it's real, and um, to some extent, to a large extent, I agree with the government about it, about not revealing it or acknowledging it even exists, right? Because you know, there's a lot of things that could go wrong with the public finding out about that kind of thing. Mainstream media will definitely portray it in a way, clickbaits and hooks and all that, to maybe in a bad way or something like that. You get my point, right? So keeping it secret is probably the best option, right? And they can't just divulge classified information like that. It might cause panic. It might cause a whole lot of unforeseen, yeah, reactions from the people, right? So, and I believe that if there's not something important, or if something does not exist, the government and scientists won't put time, effort, and put loads of money into it, right? I mean, it just proves our point a little bit more, that something is definitely going on. Do you get my point?
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think we're on the same page. Another part of this that I was thinking about getting into, but I didn't touch upon too much, was alien abduction, which I'm sure you guys have heard or you've seen it in movies. In that last space I had, like I said, about 8 months ago, there was someone that claimed they had experienced an alien abduction. They were gone and they were telling a story. Again, I don't know, fact or fiction, but alien abduction is basically people reporting that they're kidnapped by aliens and then they're subjected to different experimentation, whether it be like physically, mentally, and then sometimes there are people that claim they saw someone get abducted and the person comes back 8 months or however long later and they're talking about these experiences, but I don't know. There's false memory syndrome, sleep paralysis, deception, psychopathology, and then from there we've got a ton of movies and TV shows about it. So I've never heard of that or heard of a story like that from anyone here in New York. I think it would be hard to abduct someone in New York City. You know, I don't know how you bring the UFO down. We're a little crowded with the skyscrapers, but I think that's why they use kind of the image of the farmland or the countryside and crop circles, all that good stuff. So I didn't get too much into that. I think that's more of the movies and the cultural side. But on that note, I think I've gone over all of my notes for alien sightings. I appreciate everyone's time here. I know DGen got to add in his take, but Grammar Warrior, is there anything that you'd like to close on? Any thing that you'd like to share, fact or fiction?
Uh, not really. This entire topic is not a place I've really explored, really, to be honest. Probably I need to read more to even understand, but I've heard of Area 51, you know, and nobody really knows what's happening there. I did hear of the time where a lot of people were threatening to storm the place. I know that at some point, I think at the time I was still in school, so I don't can't remember. And it was trendy for me to have, I didn't have access to the internet like that. So for me to have heard of the news, it was really buzzing at the time. People were trying to storm it and all that. And if for a facility like that, nobody knows what they're testing there. And like before, I said, some of these unidentified objects could have been experiments that they were running on maybe a jet or whatever. Who knows? Nobody really knows. Or it could have just been a distraction. Everybody's focusing on that thing while they're doing something else. Nobody really actually knows. So it's an interesting topic anyway, and it's one I will check more on later.
Right, absolutely. So I'm going to give you some homework. We'll start with the cultural stuff. If you've not seen Signs, go watch it. If you haven't seen Men in Black, go watch it. And then a good TV show is The X Files. Just lots of fun. But those are all popular and some of my favorites. So thank you so much, guys. We just hit the hour mark. I think that was a great, fun, kind of silly discussion. We had some of the, alien weirdos here at the beginning of the conversation, and we persevered through that. We talked about the science, the folklore, and I just wanted to have a little fun, right? Normally I talk about more of the serious topics and wellness and health, and we'll get back to that, but just doing something different on National, Geek Day, the 13th of July. So I appreciate all of you for going down this rabbit hole with me. I had a lot of fun. And if you check out any documentaries or podcasts about the topic, throw them my way. Love to learn some more. I know my friend Brazzy down below, who couldn't hop up to the speaker section, has a lot to teach me. So I'm looking forward to our fun discussions about aliens. And you're all more than welcome to join in. I also have one favor to ask because I never do this, but I'm going to do it today. Just recently, I started part of a Twitch streaming group with my friend Brazzy. We're doing this a few times a week. So I put the Twitch channel up in the Jumbotron. I also put it down below in the comments. I'll be sharing it throughout the week. We're going to be streaming a few times a week. I'd love it if you could hit me with a follow. It really would mean a lot. And as always, I love to support you guys. So I appreciate when you guys can support me as well. Oh, wait, I think Brazzy's actually going to come up. Hold on. We might be hearing from the number one alien nerd in Jersey. Let's see. All right, there we go.
I
He
I
is up here.
absolutely loved the whole space, Liz. I absolutely loved it, and it's a topic that I've always been interested in. And yeah, I've been a huge alien nerd, whatever, throughout many years. So I just wanted to touch on something before you end the space. We have to take a look sometimes as well as the history of humanity and how many footprints have been left throughout time. One of my favorite is ancient Egypt, and we have to think about, pictures tell a story, and it reminded me of that game we were playing on our G5 community, right? The hieroglyphs tell a story. So it may or may not be true, but a lot of humanity takes inspiration on things that they see. And back then, you don't know how to explain certain things. Why, like you said, Liz, that God with the alligator head, who can possibly come up with hey, I'm going to take this human being with the alligator head and put him on a rock solid wall. Nobody can do that. You have to have a very fertile imagination. And a lot of the times, these people would take inspiration from the sky. And that's how something comes from the sky. God comes from the sky. Let me picture God, Osiris, Isis, whatever. So were they imagining it? Who knows? Were they real? Who knows? But I think we have to take a look at the footprints that have been left behind throughout millennia, not just now. We're not talking about if there's an armada of aliens coming to kill us all or anything like that, but the universe is too big for us to really know what's out there, and humanity is way behind on exploring anything. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what I wanted to say.
I'm so glad that you made it up here. Guys, this is who I've been talking about. He sent me the podcast. He's been sending me notes. He is who I do the Twitch stream with. This is my good friend, the top alien nerd in New Jersey. That's his, I'm giving him that award. I feel like he deserves it. And I see DJ and your hand went up, so why don't we throw the mic back to you?
Yo, I just wanted to say I followed him. I followed Brazil. I followed Brazil whatever Mike. And probably we can host more of these spaces. It's usually fun. I love it when I find someone that I could discuss this with at length. You get my point. So I followed you. Probably I'll send you a text or something. I'll find a way to host spaces like this more often.
That's awesome, DJ. And like I said at the beginning, I'm so glad that you joined in. Sometimes this is the best way to meet people here on X. You pick a topic, and then you said a lot of insightful things. So it was my pleasure. But I'll let Brazzy respond.
Bro, I will be more than happy to discuss these things because, again, it's a topic I've always been interested in. And there's been a lot of times where when I was younger, I questioned a lot about religion and all that. But I think there is a kind of myth to both, and they can both intersect. So it's insane. It's the same thing as you're insane to believe in God, and you're insane to believe in aliens. So whichever one you choose, people will always doubt you, right? Because it's like, what's easier to believe in, Jesus or God or whatever you want, or is it easier to believe in aliens? Who knows, right? But there are religions out there. The Hindu religion is one of them that, if you tell them aliens exist, they'll say, okay, what else is new? So you see how the world works in mysterious ways. People's minds works in mysterious ways. Now, who's right? Nobody knows, unfortunately.
Right, absolutely. So that's great. Now we have a group of us that are going to be discussing the aliens together, and I am looking forward to it because it's just fun. As I always say with the Space Connect and Chill, if there's anything either of you would like to discuss, any topic, you're more than welcome to just shoot me a message. It's not my space, it's our space. To just come together on a Saturday, vibe out, spread the good vibes, laugh. I hope you all have a smile on your face. We've done all sorts of topics. I've even had a basketball topic. I didn't know anything about it. I think I spoke 5 words. And then the people that wanted to discuss it, they did the whole thing. I'm here, like I said, to support you guys. And I appreciate whenever you all support me. We're in this together. And on that note, if you want to talk more about aliens with Brazzy, please give him a follow. Don't call him Mike. You have to call him Brazzy. That's the only rule I'm going to say. And then we'll go from there. Again, I shared the Twitch channel, so make sure you follow. I'm going to be here again next Saturday. Connect and chill. I hope to see you guys there. Stay hydrated, stay cool. And thank you so much. Whether you spoke, you listened to the recording, or you listened to us in the metaverse on Audacity, you all make this space really, really special. And it makes me happy hanging out with you guys, each one of you. I look at your profile pictures, your emotes. It makes a difference. Remember, go out there, spread kindness, spread love. You never know who's going through a hard day and wearing a smile. Just that nice vote of confidence from you, or just a nice, sweet word really does go a long way. So let's keep doing that. That's everyone's homework, is do something kind over the weekend. And let me know if you watch any cool alien movies. On that note, I have to keep it with the same theme because there's nothing better. And